Videoing? Okay. Okay, so this is the shingle we've selected. It's got some creasing here. We're gonna go ahead and get, most of these shingles are already separated here. They're not really sealing, if we're just being honest. There's quite a bit of mat transfer if you want to come in here and take a look. So, you can clearly see mat transfer here. There's quite a bit through here. Pretty much every shingle on here has a significant amount, enormous amount of mat transfer. So these shingles on this roof just generally are not going to seal anyway. We're going to go ahead and get started removing the nails though. So we're going to be really careful not to raise the shingle up too high. This side actually has 2 nails in it. They came out pretty easily. They pop through. There's 1. Here's 2, and these are 1-inch nails. These are a little bit small, they're out of code. Oh, this one actually is sealed, believe it or not. Okay, these nails are just coming right out. There's barely any resistance at all. And we are breaking the nail free from under the shingle, and then we're going on the top to remove it. And the reason we do that is so that we do not have any blow through or any more damage caused here. This doesn't seem to have a nail. Yeah, for some reason they didn't nail that down. This one does. Carefully get those out without hardly bending the shingle at all. Yeah, these nails are just coming right out real easy. Okay, might be able to wiggle the shingle free now. There we go. And if you come over here a little closer, you can see these nail holes. We took great care to make sure that none of these are torn, none of these are blown through. It was removed correctly. We're gonna go ahead and just set this out of the way over here. So we got some chalk. Cool. And then you guys can kind of see the state of the shingles now. They're pretty brittle. It's incredibly old. Got a lot of wear and tear and granule loss, mat transfer. It's pretty obvious that this is not repairable before we even get started, but just for the sake, we're going to go ahead and continue on. We've got a OC Supreme 3 tab, closest color we could get. Size is right, color's off, but this size will work. Now we will just shimmy it up in there. Got to get over the underlayment. Careful not to lift the shingles too tall. Almost there. There we go. Right in there. Right, so we're gonna get some fresh roofing nails here that are the correct length. And they've got these little copper cut off pieces that kind of hold them into the roof once they're nailed in here. So this one actually never had a nail to begin with. That is out of code. We're going to go ahead and put one in there, even though it did not have one. So we're going to use our Wonder Bar here to get just enough leverage to drive that nail straight. Without blasting the edge of the shingle. So these are two different shingles here. So we drove one nail into this side. We're gonna drive one in here now. That's how they like these done. And those nails just disappear under there. And then with 3-tab, they like to have nails at the end of each shingle. So you'd have one here and one here, but also right above these divots here. So we're just gonna do it the way the manufacturer likes it to be done. And we are only raising the shingle as high as we need to drive the nail flush. I don't want to hit the edge of the shingle. There we go. Got this divot here. We're going to drive one on the top of it. Oh, got two by mistake. Cool. And that nail disappears right under that shingle. So we've now got one on each end of this shingle, and then one at the top of each divot for 4 in the top row of this shingle. We're going to move on to the second row and do the same thing here. So we're going to lift the shingle as high as we need to drive the nail flush. Got our nail disappearing under that shingle. Oh. Gonna go right above this divot again. That's how the manufacturer likes it to be done. Again, the nail's disappearing under the shingle each time. No nail head exposed, so we don't have any leaks. Oh, blasted the shingle, so we can't use that there. We'll make sure that we notate that as a contractor error right there. One more nail here. We did get the nail drove. So this will be our last nail here. Looks like they didn't put a nail in this shingle over here either. I can tell by the way it's lifting there's some nails missing from the original installation, but not really going to affect us too much today. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the shingle is installed. So if you bring the camera over here, you can see there's a pretty substantial amount of creasing going on throughout here, right? And what's going to happen as you see these creases here in the middle, at the top, on the edge, they're very slight, but they're definitely noticeable pretty much all throughout the shingles here. So, you know, what's going to happen over time is each one of these tabs that were manipulated are going to end up looking just like this guy within just a few days or weeks. Actually, you can see really as I'm touching the shingle, you can see the granules kind of falling off.
Mark that with the chalk.
Go ahead, what happened?
I can't really tell on the camera. See if you can mark it with the chalk, just underline it.
So we've got a crease right here,
You can see it better there.
and you can actually see, you know, I'll hit the roof off to the side here away from the repair. You can see those granules coming right off. So from us having manipulated the shingles today, with them being, you know, decades old here and so brittle and thin, they're not able to really hold on to those shingles anymore. They've lost all their malleability, they've lost all their moisture, they're just very dry and brittle. So these tabs are going to get damaged much quicker than the unmanipulated portions of the roof, and you're eventually going to have these tabs just fall off and disappear over time. I mean, and it's pretty obvious from looking at the roof up close here that, you know, these shingles are all failing. Everything around this repair is failing. So what's going to end up happening is, instead of this being the part of the roof that lasts the longest, your repairs should always outlast the rest of the roof because they're newer and you take care. This is actually not going to outlast the rest of the roof. This will be the first part of the roof that fails. So it would be my professional opinion, you know, for the customer, that we do a full roof replacement and not a repair, because again, I mean, it's obvious from standing up here. I mean, we've got no granules to work with, no malleability, no moisture. You know, We've got the wrong size nails up here. They're using 1-inch nails, which aren't even in code anymore. So again, my professional opinion is that we don't do any more repairs on this roof for fear of the same thing happening, and we just get this whole thing replaced to help our customer out. So thank you guys.